Wow, yo, yippee, yay, guys. This is Pow number 41. Today, we're going to dive into three big topics: the community and the love for it, then talk about the markets, and finish with new surprise, new utilities for our heart of our ecosystem, the SwissBorg token. As you guys know, this is a fun start. As always, the beautiful picture of the whole family. If you're not on it, you know what to do, so please send it over. Talking about family and newcomers, we are very proud to have a new Android developer. His name is Mantas. Really cool to have him. He's going to be developing the crypto game, the community app number 2. So really looking forward for him to show how great his engineering skills is. We had last week a beautiful talk that was driven by Eliza, and she really portrayed extremely well about what's in her life and how she's contributing within the SwissBorg ecosystem, which is about fostering a community, living with a family, and how you could do the same thing. What she's seen so far at the DEO is exactly that. And I think so this really is, a heart-warm feeling that you have to see that, whatever you succeed in your private life, you could actually mix it up with that same etiquette and do the same things within the community. SwissBorg in the news. As you guys know, we were very proud to be the Swiss Fintech national team, which happened that we were supposed to go to Hong Kong for the Fintech week. Didn't happen. We did it through, through videos, but it was really good. Talked to many big investors, which is good. We had a great article that was sent into Venture Leaders, which was really cool. If you haven't checked it out, please check it out. It's a little about like les dessous des cartes of what is happening to be a founder at SwissBorg. Tried to open myself and say what was my favorite movies. By the way, I talked about Matrix and Akira, which is one of my favorite movies, both of them. Really portray the future where the Borg could be rather your friend or your enemy, and that if you do it in a smart way, well, then you could become a SwissBorg, right? And that's a bit about what I've said. We had a great interview as well that was led by Nicolas, our CTO. It was about an article with Curve, which is our favorite custodian for our wallets, which keep you safe and keeps us at night safe as well with their beautiful MPC technology that they have created. As you guys know, Friday, we want to change it from Black Friday to a Donate Friday. A Friday that not could be driven by greed, but by purpose. And that's the reason why we want that a fair commission of our sales of a CHSB all the way passes to different charities. You guys have voted so far for different charities, which is really cool. I just wanted to make sure to really circle that we would only give to charities if they do accept cryptos, because obviously that's one of our mission here at SwissBorg is democratize wealth management. And as you guys know, we talked about Ethereum 2.0 last week. Crazy thing, they were able to stake actually the full amount of Ether for the 2.0 protocol. That really shows that a lot of backers of Ethereum early stage contributors are backing Ethereum 2.0, which will propel most probably the case of happening much quicker than we thought. Within 1 week, they're able to essentially get their goal. We have updated this news actually on the report that Gavrilo, our analysts, talked about last week. Check it out if you haven't. Talking about the community, we are super glad to show that the DEO is really picking up. This DEO 2.0 is better and better. If you're not on it, just go on deo.swissborg.com. It's one of the best platforms to contribute together with one purpose, is about learning, earning, and growing SwissBorg ecosystem, which is really cool. And I really want to shout out to Alexei Udal, really cool of him, Irish blood, getting into the game and doing a lot of missions about token analysis and a lot of different other tokens that are in it. The last one's about BNB. I really believe BNB is a great investment case. I've repeated many times, and it's really great to have people contributing on these different topics. And as well as you guys know, we have Discord, which is our main chat room today. If you're not on it, please check out Discord at SwissBorg, and you'll be able to chat, ask all your different questions, and get more involved with the DEO. Talking about DEO and involvement, these are the 6 positions that we're really looking forward. If any of these positions you know great people within your network, please refer for them. You could earn up to $3,000 worth of SwissBorg tokens, which could be a massive help in the month of Christmas, right? Markets are heading in a very crazy way. We definitely see a lot of momentum growing on Bitcoin, on Ether, and it's driven by multiple different reasons. It's the inflation edge, the new way of decentralizing finance, the new hype. There's always hype around crypto or unhype, right? And it looks like we're probably going to be testing the 20,000, 21,000, so new time highs. Though the 10,000, 19,000 has been done extremely fast within a few weeks that happened. So those aggressive modes could lead to a correction, or we could maybe stagnate within that $21,000 worth BTC, which could stagnate there and then go to new up highs. But it looks like we could go both ways. So it's still, there's fundamental growth to the story of Bitcoin and why it's rallying so well. However, history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes, and we've seen that exactly 3 years ago. The month of December, it went pretty much the same thing and then had a massive correction, right? So watch out for that and make sure that you are diversifying your portfolio, and Ether is just going extremely well. It's one of the strong cases today that we really see that there's been growth from the decentralized financial applications. There's been as well growth from the fact that Ethereum 2.0, the protocol, is releasing more and more different libraries, and on top of it, the community that's backing Ethereum are extremely solid. And we saw some institutional people coming a few months ago, but now we're seeing as well the deep early stage investors such as Bitcoin Swiss and many others that have been backing 2.0. So this has a lot of room for improvement. We definitely think that even if it had a magnificent rally for the last 2 months, there's a lot of room there to play. Talking about great statistics, the Wealth app, 63,000 plus users, 80 million assets under management. We need to get to 100 mil by the end of the year, which would be really great. We have as well 25 million. These are all, by the way, everything that's yellow, it's new records. We're just doing records by records. It was awesome. 55,000 exchanges in the last 30 days, which is 100% more than the previous month. Shout out to the user of the week who has read already 160 articles. Thank you so much for reading most of them. That's really cool. Last but not least, daily exchange right now is over 3,000 people that are making trades on a daily basis, which is really showing how our smart engine and just our technology at SwissBorg is scalable. And I think so this is really a great positive momentum. Last week, you probably have noticed we had a great article about the CHSB. It really shows that SwissBorg is a great investment case, and there's many room for upside. And essentially, we're trying to portray here the fundamentals, the technicals as well, and what has been doing out of the last year. Like, this is obviously a study by SwissBorg, so there's a strong bias to it. But I think so it's really interesting because it really shows, again, why we've been outperforming most tokens, such as Bitcoin, and how as we broke that, that big 20-day moving averages that we've been for some time, and that has been really the recent reason why we had a great performance. It really shows as well, again, the outperformance against dollar, which is over 1,000% this year, which is really great, and as well a bit about the future. And if you haven't checked this out, I think so it's a great article for you guys to look into it, and as well to show the people who haven't been yet part of the SwissBorg family. And I think so that would be really good to show all your friends. Talking about SwissBorg token, the stacks that go with it, we're 46% away to the top 80. We had already 230,000 tokens burned. There's still 100,000 waiting. We're 103 right now currently. There's been over 2,000 premium members, which is really good. Last but not least, close to 10% of CHSB staked. We're going to get to 60 million very soon, which I think so it's a great trust, and it really shows how much you guys have confidence in the SwissBorg token and the Wealth app, which is awesome. Now talking about the Wealth, talking about the SwissBorg token. Why do we admire so much the SwissBorg token, and what are the reasons behind all these different backers? I mean, why would you invest in SwissBorg? Well, some people probably because they want to be, make a lot of profit, right? And be one of those tokens, say I bought it at, 10 cents and now it's worth $10 or something crazy like that. And, that could be one of the greatest investment opportunity that could change your life forever. Other people, because they believe in this adventurous way of saying, I want to support this mission that will be able to develop a new wealth management, a new financial era, and will be able to finally democratize finance by making it fair, fun, and community-centric, and I want to be part of that. And other people, because they want to be the Mr. Right, create the justice, right, and want to have maybe governance rights and say like, okay, I want to be part of something that will grow and change forever our times. Olivia Gra, last week it was really awesome to have all your comments, and you see how seriously it was at or 32 likes, so you definitely will earn whatever giveaways we have now. Actually, we're going to have very cool hoodies hopefully soon. And more than that, I really want to answer back to your point, which is that token economy is always the main catalyst that drives people being part of buying and selling your token, right? And I'm 100% backing you that for the time being, there was referendums, there was the premium, but now they might be, for some people, not the urge to be premium. Well, first thing, there's only 2,000 people in the world that are premium, right? So even within the Wealth app, there's still a big amount of people that could buy those 50,000 and be part of that premium. And if you add only, let's say, maybe 30,000 people in our app, 30,000 times 50,000, that is most probably pretty much the whole tokens we have, right? So there's that. But in order to grow the utilities, there's two different models, and we 100% believe that today there's no real incentive for premium users to buy more SwissBorg tokens, which is true. Besides the fact we'll have referendums next year, the incentive to be premium might be limited. Today there's a low volume of CHSB token. Still 1 million pretty much every day right now, which is 50 times more than it used to be 6 months ago. There's no yield yet on the CHSB token, and the number of new investors would be decreasing with time, maybe if this space doesn't grow. So taking in consideration all these different factors and what you said, Oliver, yield farming with SwissBorg tokens would be awesome, right? Incentivizing people to acquire more and more CHSB token and to receive a yield would be the perfect world. But that is an inflationary model, right? Is that if you do that, the only way to do that is essentially what we've been doing with fiat money. You have to be printing more and more SwissBorg tokens. So we have to find a model which is essentially deflationary, and at the same time you could still receive a yield. And that has to be done in a very sustainable way. Right now, we're currently working on different scenarios, how we could maybe portray this. But what I'm interested in is what you think about, guys. So please, here on YouTube, comment, try to see what would be a model where we could do yield farming of SwissBorg tokens, but can be sustainable, not on the short run, but on the long run. I think so this is what we all are for, and this is how we've seen a lot of platforms that attracted a lot of people for yield farming, gave their token away, they were dumped, and now the supply of the tokens is even less, and therefore the yields are going slower and slower, smaller and smaller. So let's try to think about a way that could really have a great incentive for CHSB token holders to yield farm in a very sustainable way, because that's what farm is about, right? And look at that picture, look how happy I am. Governance models. That is the other reason I say blockchain has a great merit here and a big play, is how to essentially be able to create a network and to have people that could govern in the most democratic way their blockchain applications. And we've seen it so far in Switzerland, which is probably one of the unique places that has a direct democracy. For those who don't know, well, Switzerland, whatever your idea is, you are allowed potentially to get a certain amount of people, which is 100,000 votes, to then launch this idea that could be a votation. This votation could happen within the three chambers, or in the two chambers, legislative chambers, or it could be done by initiative popular. And the great thing that's behind this is that it really creates a very democratic aspect to it. So now if you have a lighter idea of what the Swiss democratic parties are, essentially it's breakdown into three different chambers. There's a legislative, the executive, and the judiciary, right? These are the three different chambers that essentially are able to govern the country. And obviously the population is the people that essentially vote for laws and are allowed to take the full control of the country. But now if we look at the two different chambers, right? There's the executive one, which is the Federal Council and Administration. These are the people that essentially execute the laws and take care that the country is well governed. If you look now at the parliament, legislative parts, there's two different chambers. These different chambers, essentially what they do is that they're able to vote for laws, right? They're able to ask for referendums to happen as well, and then the population could happen. And they could as well prioritize between the Council of States and the National Council. And maybe this could be something that we could be looking into, is how to potentially empower some of our token holders to have the right to essentially go for different votations, propose different initiatives, and then vote on it. And I think so this could be something extremely interesting where we could have initiatives, popular votes, which could be done by everyone, but not necessarily for all the votes. I think so for some smaller votes that could happen, whether in product or roadmap or features that are less important. Why not look at a function where some token holders would be able to essentially initiate these votations? And this could be something that could be really interesting to really show that all a certain amount of token holders would be able to essentially have more responsibility and be able to contribute in a better way and get rewarded for that. And that could be another utility that we could add that could, again, create a better collaboration platform and a better democratic one as too. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Like always, with the bottom of my heart, this is really great thing that I always do with my great pleasure. To sum up a bit where we're heading, as we're close to end of November, I think so there's three big things that we're waiting for, right? The smart yield is obviously something that we are getting really crazy about, and we will be launching it very soon. I think so the other thing that has to drive our network to something much greater and brighter is the SwissBorg token. And we've always constant looking at ways to improve the SwissBorg token by creating great utilities attached to it. And obviously it's our job, but it's your job too to think about how are the best ways. So I really want to again thank Oliver and all the people that are asking great questions through the YouTube and then through Twitter, and in trying to propose great new features or great new utilities for the SwissBorg token. And the next two ones that we're really looking forward to, it's, as you understood, is how can we provide a yield on SwissBorg token, and how can we empower certain token holders to have greater governance rights around the network. I hope you guys enjoyed it with the bottom of my heart. Much love, all the power. Take care. Bye-bye.